mamas and friends, a warm welcome to Financial Freedom with Honeybee. My name is Malanda Hanare, and on this episode I want to share with you guys investments, right? So I'm gonna do 4 videos about investments. So the first one, which is today's episode, it will be about government bonds, right? Please note that anything that I say in my channel doesn't constitute financial advice. If you are looking for the services of a financial advisor, please be in contact with a qualified financial advisor so that they can look at which goals you are trying to reach, how's your finances, and how best you can reach that goal, right? So yeah, let's talk about retail bonds, right? So with retail bonds or government bonds, it's called SA retail bonds with government. So what they do, they work similar to your fixed deposit at the bank. So what's best about these ones is they always link to inflation. So you're guaranteed that your investment will always beat inflation, right? So if you don't know what inflation is, please do check out my video where I talk about interest rates and inflation so that you can know these terms that we're going to use in this channel. We're going to use them a lot. It's very important to beat inflation while you are building your financial freedom journey, or while you are basically building your billion. So it's very important that you are beating inflation, right? So do familiarize yourself with those terms, right? So with SA Retail Bonds, you just go to SA Retail Bonds and you register, and after registering, and you can invest any amount that you want, right? So they've got 2-year fixed rate, and then they've got 3 years. You can fix it for 2 years, for 3 years, and for 5 years, I think for 10 years as well. So the rate for 2 years is at 8.7% per annum, and then the rate for 3 years is 9%. The rate for 5 years is 10.25, right? So as I said, the best thing about them is they always beat inflation, right? So they work similar with your fixed interest or your fixed deposit. You just put, let's say, 50,000 or 100,000 there, and then you get your interest every month or every year for that rate that is stipulated, right? So it's very important to note that the interest income that you make there, this is tax will be looking at it, right? Or SARS will be looking at it. So personally, I do not use this method as a vehicle for me currently. I'm gonna use it when I've reached I have kept my tax-free savings account maximum, right? Because what I do with my tax-free savings account is I save for it this year, and then on the 1st of March I transfer it to my tax-free savings account. So that money that I'm saving for the next tax year, it's currently earning me interest, and also because I've got an emergency savings account that is also basically generating interest, plus a savings for my kids' school fees for next year, so that also generates me interest. So I do not want to pay any SARS anything, right? So if you are myself or basically younger than 65 years old, you can make 23,800 rand without paying SARS anything. If you make more than 23,800, SARS wants their money. So I am making sure that in my financial freedom journey, I am maximizing, or I am using all these things that can make me not pay tax, because the interest income that you are making, you pay tax on your marginal tax rate. And what's important to note is you might basically take yourself to the next tax bracket. For instance, if you are paying 18% on tax, you might take yourself to 21%. You can take yourself to 28% or 31%, which now you're gonna pay a lot of tax, right? So for that reason, I don't want to pay tax more than what I'm already paying, which I cannot control much on my income, because that one I've already saved the 27.5 towards my retirement. So I don't have any avenue where I can optimize for tax yet. So if I had other avenues where I can optimize for tax, I was gonna definitely do it. But currently there's no other avenues that I can use to optimize for tax. So for that reason, the SA retail bonds for me now is not an option, right? So yeah, if you do have capacity where you can make 23,800 rand without tipping SARS, then this is a good investment portfolio that you can use, and it's much safer because it's not as rapid changing as your shares and other vehicles, your properties, and so yeah, we're gonna look at the other ones in the upcoming videos, especially properties. We're gonna look at rental properties, we're gonna look at shares, but for now I just wanted us to look at only SA retail bonds. So if you go to SA retail bonds, you create a portfolio for yourself, and then you transfer the amount to your portfolio and you fix it for whatever years that you want to fix it for. So if you want to fix it for 2 years or 3 years or 5 years, you know how much you're gonna make, right? But also it's very important to notice, for instance, if you've got 100,000 there and you fixed it for 5 years, in 5 years you'll likely make just above 50,000 rand. So the 50,000 rand that you have made, don't panic and say now you will have to pay tax. No. Every year you are making above 10,000 rand, for instance. So you haven't crossed that 23,800. Even if your interest at the end of the term it will be 50,000 per year, you are making 10,000 rand. So it's very important to note that if you've made 60, for instance, every year, that means you'll be making about 12,000 rand. So you still have about 11,000 rand 800 where you can make it elsewhere for you to not pay tax. So it's very important that whatever money that you make, note that it's per year. So per year you need to make that 23,800 or less for you to not pay tax. So if you've made say 70,000, you're still not going to be tipping tax. So if you've made, for instance, more than 238,800 in this is in 10 years, in 5 years is 23, it's just above 100,000. So if you've made about maybe 160, just know that now SARS is looking for you. But also they want their tax every year. So if you've made more than 23,800 for that year, please do pay tax that year, right? So that when you go and pay it, it's not like an obscene amount of money and now you want to panic or you want to faint or whatever. So pay it every year, right? And they already know that you are making money there. So you're not gonna fool them. Nobody can fool SARS, right? So yeah, that's all that I wanted to share with you guys today. It's about SA retail bonds. It's easy. You go to SA retail bonds, you register your profile, then you put money there and you tell them how long you want to keep your money invested with this investment vehicle, right? So yeah, love you lots. I'll see you guys on the next video. Ha ha ha.